Skechers, it's the S. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. Today we are talking about a shoe from a brand that I have not touched on in quite a while, and that shoe is the Skechers Max Road 6. It surprised me. It's one of those shoes where I had one thought and theory about it and how it was going to feel while I was running, and that theory was proved to be wrong. Let's chat about that. But first, of course, you gotta watch the run footage.
Bring it.
Before we get started today, I do want to let you know that this shoe was sent to me by Skechers. However, they're not going to see this video before you. They can't tell me what to say, and all of my opinions are always my own. All right, well, first things first, let's start with the upper. They're using an updated mesh here. It's pretty soft. If you go to the midfoot, there is some structure there from the overlays, and towards the back, the heel counter is molded just to add more support and a secure fit. Let's start with the first thing here. I don't really like the way this shoe looks. I know that we're supposed to get over the whole Skechers thing, and I am over it, but I just don't feel like the look of this shoe really does it any favors. But moving on from aesthetic, how do I like the way the materials feel? I think they're pretty soft and comfortable on my foot. You got a nice padded tongue, it's not gusseted, and you have a generous amount of padding around the ankle collar. On a really hot day, your foot's gonna feel hot in this shoe. You have ventilation in the forefoot of this shoe, but there's just so many overlays in this midfoot that I feel like it kind of blocks the circulation of the shoe a little bit, makes it hotter. The Max Road 6 has a decent amount of room in the midfoot. It does open up a bit to get your toes to splay out, but I think if you have a wide foot, you're gonna need a shoe that's a little bit wider than this. Despite the things I don't really like about the upper, it didn't cause me any hot spots, blisters, or irritation, so that's always a positive thing. I just think there are things that Skechers could do to improve the look of this and to improve the performance of it. Now for the midsole of this Skechers Max Road 6. So if we go back to my Max Road 5 full review, I'll link it here. I really loved the midsole of that shoe. I liked it because it felt versatile, it was flexible, and it just felt like a cushioned shoe that you could take for long mileage, but also if you just wanted one pair of shoes, you could do some tempo in it as well if you chose to. Now, do I feel the same about the Max Road 6? Well, for starters, we have a brand new foam here. This midsole foam is called Hyperburst Ice. This is similar to the Hyperburst that was in the Max Road 5, but it is different also in a lot of ways. To me, it feels even more resilient, even more sturdy and kind of compact under your foot. It compresses a little bit less, but it does still give you that energy return that you're used to from Hyperburst. And of course, there is a carbon infused plate in here as well, just like there was in the Max Road 5. I'm not positive if this is still H-shaped or where it exactly sits in the shoe, but what I will say is that it has a nice subtle touch to it that does work nicely with the foam. I have put it on my foot multiple times before I actually took it out for a run. And that's because when I would put my foot into this shoe, the arch fit technology here, that arch support kind of feeling, felt just terrible on my foot. I would think to myself, there is no way that I can take this shoe out for a 5, 6, 7 mile run or even 4 mile run without being totally annoyed by the way this arch fit feels. Well, on the run, that arch fit feeling kind of dissipated a little bit, and I was really more so able to focus on the midsole and how that felt. So I did really want to point that out because you might put this shoe on at first and be totally put off by the way that arch support system feels on your foot, like I was. And I am here to tell you that it does go away somewhat on the run. Everything about this midsole just feels bigger, chunkier, heavier than the Max Road 5. There's certainly more of it here, so you're gonna feel more protected from the road for sure. There's really no ground feel at all in this shoe. Another change that I've noticed in the Max Road 6 to the Max Road 5 is the flexibility. The Max Road 5 was an extremely flexible shoe, which is a lot different from the other Max Cushion shoes on the market. Usually they're pretty stiff. This shoe, the Max Road 6, is stiff. So we lose that flexibility too. If that's something that you really liked about the previous version, then you might be kind of disappointed here. It's a nice change from the other Max Cushion shoes on the market because a lot of those are sinking in soft, and this is pretty much the opposite of that. You're only getting a little bit of give and then a lot of bounce back, but you're still getting all of the protection. Now the question is, does the Max Road 6 compare to the other Max Cush shoes on the market? And I would say to a degree, yes, it does. It just depends what you're looking for. So if you are interested in a Max Cushion shoe that feels like a pillow under your foot, you get that nice give and sink and your foot just feels like it's on a marshmallow, then that's really not what you're gonna get out of the Max Road 6, so you probably wouldn't wanna look here. However, if you're on the other end of that spectrum where you're looking for a lot of cushioning under your foot, but maybe in a little bit of a firmer package, then the Max Road 6 is exactly where you wanna look. For me, I think I tend to like something a little more towards the other end of the scale where we got that plush, pillowy goodness, but I can appreciate a shoe or a runner who enjoys a shoe that is a little more resilient. I like that Skechers is doing their own take on the Max Cushion types of shoes, but I will say that I don't think it'll be for everyone. Moving on down to the outsole, Skechers is using Goodyear rubber here throughout the length of the shoe. This outsole rubber impresses me. I think it has a nice bite to that pavement. It has no real signs of wear yet, and that exposed hyperburst ice on the outsole also really shows no sign of wear. So far so good in terms of durability for the Max Road 6. The Skechers Max Road 6 is $129.95 on runningwarehouse.com, which is a very nice price for a Max Cushion shoe. I'm pretty sure most of the Max Cushion shoes that I'm familiar with are anywhere between like $145 to $160. So the fact that this is only $130 is a pretty good deal if you're looking for something like this. If you're interested in picking up your own pair, I will put a link in the description of this video. Just click that link and pick up your own pair. Keep in mind that is an affiliate link, but it won't be much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can keep making these videos. Overall, I think the Skechers Max Road 6 is good. I don't think it's great. And it's not something that I will always reach for, but I do think that there is a place for this somewhere in my rotation. I feel like this certainly isn't like the Max Road 5 at all. It kind of is its own shoe in a way. So I don't know if they really should have called this Max Road 6. Maybe they should have called it something completely different. But it is a good offering from Skechers and a solid option if you are looking to venture into the brand. Well, everyone, that concludes my first impressions of the Skechers Max Road 6. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. Do you like the look of this shoe? Let me know in the comments down below. I have another video for you next week, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like Heller. See you next time. Goob, do you like this shoe? Oh, you don't like it, do you? You don't like it? Do you like it? Is it Ruby approved? Oh, no, guess not.